So, you want to be a music artist? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you a step-by-step process to get you there. I'm Zilla, and I've created multiple successful music projects like Zilla, Sunbroku, and Funkrat, and over 100 million streams later, I've learned a thing or two about starting music projects. In this video, I'm going to break down your why, your how, and your what to starting a music project, and hopefully in the future making it your career. I'm also going to touch a little bit on if maybe you have started a music project before and now you're looking to start a new music project. So with that, I don't want to waste your time any longer, so let's get into the video. First, I have to ask, what is your why? Because before we go anywhere else, I have to ask you why you want to do music. There could be a lot of different reasons. You may have just a love for music in general. You may already be in a band of some sort and now you're wanting to go solo. You may have a voice of an angel that you want the world to hear and you want to take full advantage of. You may, like myself, listen to a lot of music and hear what you would have changed. You know, that's actually how I started as a producer when I was a teenager. You may want to just become a music artist because it sounds cool, and that's okay too. It's important to figure out why, because if you don't have a why, you'll never take the next step and follow through with it. So let's get to that. The next thing that you need to ask yourself is, what is your how? How are you going to actually make this work? There is equipment involved if you want to record your own music. There is money that you will need to not only buy that equipment if you don't already have it, but also to pay for services like mixing and mastering if you don't learn those skills yourself. Are you also working full-time or working part-time? Do you even have a job at all? Do you have income to invest into this new hobby? Because in the beginning, that is what it's going to be. It's going to take a lot of work for little to no reward for a while. It takes a lot of music, a lot of time, and a lot of patience to make money with this hobby, and from it to go from a hobby to a full-time job. That's why I went over the why first, because if your why is to make money doing music, then you're probably not going to get very far. So first, you need to figure out how much time you can actually spend making music and learning how to make good music. So now that you know your why and your how, it's time to think about your what. What kind of music do you want to make? And this is probably one of the most important parts, because this is where a lot of smaller artists get caught up and get lost. For example, I went from making EDM music to making hip-hop to making metal to making trap to back to making metal. I learned a lot of things along the way, but what I was best at, I didn't figure out until I had enough experience to really take a look at what I was doing and what really worked. So starting out, I would just start with the music that you like to listen to and the music that you believe that you can actually perform and create well. This video is also a very simplified approach to a much more complicated process. This is not like explaining how to start a YouTube channel or how to start crocheting. We're talking about something that takes months and years to even begin thinking about doing, so if you haven't even recorded one word through a microphone or attempted to write one song or strum one chord on a guitar, then you are in for a very long journey, and it can be a journey that's really fun and really rewarding in the future if you give it the time. So now it's time to pick a name, and this might be one of the most important parts, to be honest with you. It's what can make or break your future as a music artist, and it's something that can really represent your brand as an artist. I would workshop some ideas and think really hard about what you want your name to really signify. You want your name to be a good representation of not just you, but the music that you make. You want to be creative with it, and whatever name you actually come up with, you probably want to look for that name on the internet to make sure that there aren't any other artists with that same name. So if you have an idea, go on Spotify and look up the name, see what comes up. If you're just starting out, I would definitely avoid any names that someone else is using, even if they're also a small artist. If you're watching this video as a way to get advice on how to start a new music project and have experience making music projects before, then I would just try to not take the name of anyone who has a significant amount of monthly listeners. If there are smaller artists that you believe you can get more monthly listeners than, then I say go with it. Just be careful. Now it's time to make a song. If you're just beginning and this is probably your first song ever, then it's time to just make something and get it out there. If you want to take a little bit of time to make sure it's as good as possible, I do understand, but if you're hoping to make it perfect before you ever release your very first song, then you're probably already making a giant mistake. You are going to be making a lot of music if you want to be a successful music artist, so it's best to just start and get past all the worst music you're going to make in the beginning of your career as a music artist. If you're not a beginner and this isn't your first music project, then make sure that your new music project has a definitive song that perfectly represents what kind of music that you're going for, more importantly, the audience that you're going for, something that you can properly market towards that audience and do it effectively. You definitely want to be strategic in how you approach this and probably set aside a few songs and decide on which one to start off with. Now that we have our song, we need to pick a distributor. A lot of beginners start off with DistroKid. It's definitely what I started off with, and it's a pretty good start, especially since you won't be making any consistent money at first. I personally now use Amuse, and you can even start distributing your music for free on Amuse. They will just take a percentage of your royalties, or you can pay the premium and be able to get other features as well as receiving your full royalties. Another fun fact about Amuse is that their payout is very easy to understand, and it just happens to be at the beginning of every month. But regardless, there are tons of distributors out there that distribute all your music to every platform. Check them out and do your research and figure out which one best suits your journey as a music artist. Now, this next part is about promoting your music, and honestly, it could be its own video. In fact, it is multiple of my videos. You can check them out on my channel, but when it comes down to it, it's very simple. Get your music out there. It doesn't matter how good or bad it is, you need to practice. You need to practice getting your music into people's ears, and if you can get people to listen to the worst music that you'll ever make, it'll be so much easier to promote the best music you'll make in the future. I would start off with 1 or 2 social media platforms, and I would pedal to the metal, dive completely into them, post every day or as much as you can, and do everything possible to get your music into headphones. Well, with that down, I leave it up to you guys. What do you guys think? Are you wanting to become a music artist and never touched a piece of recording equipment in your life or recorded a word on a microphone? Maybe you are an artist already and you're looking to make a new project. Let me know down in the comments if this video has helped you along that journey. But no matter what stage you're at, I thank you guys for watching this video. I really do, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy it, click that bell icon down below to get notified whenever I drop videos just like this, and the like button as well. But anyway, until next time, guys, I'm Zilla, and this has been another episode of Zilla Mode. Zilla out.